figuring out what exactly they're doing. And now, Amelia Bedelia by Peggy Church.
Amelia Bedelia, your first day of work and I can't be here. But I made a list for you to do just what the list says,
said Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers got into a car with Miss Rizvi and drove away.
My, what nice folks they are! I'm gonna like working here,
said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia went inside.
Such a grand house! These must be rich folks, but I must get to work. Here I stand, just looking, and me, with a whole list of things to do.
Amelia Bedelia stood there a minute longer.
I think I'll make a surprise for them. I'll make lemon meringue pie. I do make good pies.
So Amelia Bedelia went into the kitchen. She put a little bit of this and a pinch of that into a bowl. She mixed and she rolled. Soon her pie was ready to go into the oven.
There,
said Amelia Bedelia.
That's done. Now, let's see what the list says.
Amelia Bedelia read,
change the towels in the green bathroom.
Amelia Bedelia found the green bathroom.
Those towels are very nice. Why change them?
She thought. Then Amelia Bedelia remembered what Mrs. Rogers had said. She must do what the list told her.
Well, all right,
said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia got some scissors. She snipped a little here and a little there, and she changed those towels. She looked at it again.
That's the furniture. Did you ever hear of such a silly thing? At my house, we undress the furniture, but teach their own.
Amelia Bedelia took one last look at the bathroom. She saw a big box with the words dusting powder on it.
Well, look at that! A special powder to dust with!
Exclaimed Amelia Bedelia. So Amelia Bedelia dusted the furniture.
That should be dusty enough. My, how nice it smells! Draw the drinks when the sun comes in,
read Amelia Bedelia. She looked up. The sun was coming in. Amelia Bedelia looked down at the list again.
Draw the drinks? That's what it says. I'm not much of a hand at drawing, but I'll give it a try.
So Amelia Bedelia sat right down and she drew those drapes. Amelia Bedelia marked off about the drapes.
Now what? Put the lights out when we finish in the living room.
Amelia Bedelia thought about this for a minute. She switched off the lights. She then carefully unscrewed each bulb. Amelia Bedelia put the lights out and hung them on a clothesline.
So those things need to be aired out too, just like pillows and babies. I have a lot to learn.
Suddenly, she smelled something burning.
My pie!
Exclaimed Amelia Bedelia. She hurried to the kitchen.
Just right,
she said. She took the pie out of the oven and put it on the table to cool. She then looked at the list.
Measure 2 cups of rice. That's next,
said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia found 2 cups. She filled them with rice. She then measured the 2 cups stacked together with a measuring tape. Amelia Bedelia laughed.
These folks want me to do funny things.
She then poured the rice back into the container.
The meat market will deliver a steak and a chicken. Please trim the fat before you put the steak in the icebox, and please dress the chicken.
When the meat arrived, Amelia Bedelia opened the bag. She looked at the steak for a long time.
Yes,
she said.
That'll do nicely.
Amelia Bedelia got some lace and bits of ribbon. And then she trimmed the ribbon and lace onto the back before she put the steak in the icebox.
Now we must dress the chicken. I wonder if she wants a he chicken or a she chicken,
said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia went right to work. Soon, the chicken was finished being dressed up. Amelia Bedelia heard the door open.
The folks are back,
she said. She rushed out to meet them.
Amelia Bedelia, why are the light bulbs outside?
asked Mr. Rogers.
The list said just to put the lights out,
said Amelia Bedelia.
It didn't say to bring them back in. Oh, I hope I didn't get them aired too long.
Amelia
Rogers.
Oh, I did, see?
Said Amelia Bedelia. She held up her picture. Then Mrs. Rogers saw the furniture. The furniture! She cried.
Did I dust it well enough?
Asked Amelia Bedelia.
That's such nice dusting powder.
Mr. Rogers went to wash his hands. I say, he called. These are very unusual towels. Mrs. Rogers dashed into the bathroom. Oh, my best towels! She cried.
Didn't I change them enough?
Asked Amelia Bedelia. Mrs. Rogers went into the kitchen.
How could they? Where is the rice I asked you to measure?
Oh, I put it back in the container, but I remember it was 4.5 inches.
Said Amelia Bedelia.
Was the meat delivered?
Asked Mrs. Rogers.
Yes,
Said Amelia Bedelia.
I trimmed it back just like you said. It does look rather nice.
Mrs. Rogers rushed to the icebox. She opened it. She cried. The chicken. You dressed the chicken? Asked Mrs. Rogers.
Yes, and I found the nicest box to put him in.
Said Amelia Bedelia. Box! Exclaimed Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers hurried over to the box. She lifted the lid, and there lay the chicken, and he was just as dressed as he could be. Mrs. Rogers was angry. She was very angry. She opened her mouth. Mrs. Rogers meant to tell Amelia Bedelia she was fired. But before she could get the words out, Mrs. Rogers put something in her mouth. It was so good. Mrs. Rogers forgot about being angry.
Lemon meringue pie?
She exclaimed.
I needed to surprise you.
Said Amelia Bedelia happily. So right then and there, Mr. and Mrs. Rogers decided Amelia Bedelia must stay. And so she did. Mrs. Rogers learned to say, undust the furniture, unlight the lights, close the drapes, and things like that. Mr. Rogers didn't care if Amelia Bedelia trimmed all his steaks with lace. All he cared about was having her there to make lemon meringue pie.